Ever had someone blatantly disrespect you and wondered, how should I respond? Whether it's a subtle jab or outright rudeness, disrespect can be infuriating and confusing to navigate. But here's the deal. How you handle it isn't just about standing up to others. It's also about standing strong for yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote sets the foundation for what we're diving into today, commanding respect through self-mastery, clarity, and boundary setting. You might think respect is something you earn from others, but it's rooted in how you carry yourself. Respect starts with you. So let's explore 5 actionable ways to handle disrespect, inspired by both timeless Stoic philosophy and practical modern wisdom. 1. Set boundaries without guilt. Imagine your life as a gated community. You hold the keys, and not everyone deserves full access. Setting boundaries might feel uncomfortable, especially when society pressures us to be endlessly accommodating. But boundaries aren't about being mean, they're about self-respect. Seneca wisely advised, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you can improve." He understood that our relationships shape our lives and not everyone contributes positively. So how do you enforce boundaries? Start by recognizing the people who drain your energy, belittle you, or constantly cross lines. If a colleague frequently interrupts you in meetings or a friend makes cutting jokes about your choices, it's time to speak up or step back. Here's an approach. Be clear and assertive. Politely but firmly say, "I value our friendship, but I feel uncomfortable when you make comments like that. Please respect my boundaries." Reduce access gradually. If the behavior continues, limit your interactions. You're not obligated to maintain close ties with those who disrespect you. Boundaries signal strength. They teach others how to treat you and remind you of your worth. Don't feel guilty for protecting your peace. You're making space for healthier, more uplifting relationships. 2. Master the art of silence. When faced with disrespect, the urge to react is natural, but reacting impulsively often gives the other person power over your emotions. Instead, harness the power of silence. Epictetus said it best. "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Silence is a response, and often it's the most disarming one. Picture this. You're at a family gathering and someone makes a passive-aggressive comment about your career choices. Instead of snapping back or trying to defend yourself, pause. Let the silence linger. Look them in the eye, smile faintly, and move on. Here's why this works. Silence reflects strength. It shows you're unfazed by their attempt to provoke you. It shifts the power dynamic. The disrespectful person might feel awkward or reconsider their words. You maintain control. Instead of escalating the situation, you remain calm and composed. Of course, silence isn't always the answer. If the situation calls for it, you can address the issue later in a private, controlled setting. But in the moment, silence can be your greatest ally. 3. Keep your distance. Not every relationship is meant to last, and that's okay. Sometimes the best way to handle disrespect is by creating space. This doesn't mean you hate the person or that you're being dramatic. It means you respect yourself enough to prioritize your well-being. As Marcus Aurelius noted, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Being around toxic people can cloud your mind, leaving you drained and anxious. Distancing yourself isn't selfish, it's an act of self-preservation. Here's a story. I once had a friend who loved to nitpick everything I did. My work, my hobbies, even my taste in food. At first I shrugged it off, thinking, that's just their way. But over time I noticed how heavy I felt after spending time with them. Their constant negativity was wearing me down. One day, I decided to step back. I didn't confront them dramatically or cut ties overnight. I simply started limiting our interactions. Instead of meeting weekly, I'd see them once a month. Eventually, the relationship faded, and I felt lighter, freer. Here's how to keep your distance effectively. Be subtle. Gradually reduce contact without making it a big deal. Prioritize positive relationships. Invest more time in people who uplift and inspire you. Let go of guilt. Remember, you're not obligated to endure disrespect just because of history or loyalty. Distance can provide clarity, allowing you to see situations and people for what they truly are. 4. Hold your head high. Confidence is your secret weapon against disrespect. When someone tries to undermine you, stand tall, literally and figuratively. Your posture, tone, and demeanor can send a powerful message without saying a word. As Stoics believed, external insults can't harm your inner worth unless you allow them to. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you carry yourself confidently, you show the world, and yourself, that you're unshaken by negativity. Here's an example. A colleague at work loves to point out your mistakes during meetings, trying to embarrass you. Instead of shrinking into your seat, lift your chin, square your shoulders, and respond calmly. Even if they're technically correct, acknowledge it with grace and shift the focus back to solutions. Why this works? Confidence disarms bullies. People who thrive on disrespect often crumble when their target refuses to react emotionally. It reinforces self-worth. Holding your head high reminds you that their opinion doesn't define your value. It sends a clear message. You're not an easy target. Confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about embodying your inner strength. Practice walking into every room as if you belong there, because you do. 5. Respond with calm, thoughtful action. When disrespect persists, despite your best efforts, it's time to address it head-on. But here's the key. Respond thoughtfully, not emotionally. Seneca offered this wisdom. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not. This doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect, it means you approach conflicts with a clear mind and a level head. Here's how to respond effectively. Take a breath. Pause before reacting to avoid saying something you regret. Address the behavior, not the person. Instead of attacking their character, focus on specific actions. For example, say, "When you interrupt me, I feel disrespected. Can we agree to give each other space to speak?" Set consequences. If the behavior continues, make it clear what will happen. For instance, if this keeps happening, I'll need to limit our interactions. Calm, assertive responses show that you value yourself enough to demand respect without stooping to their level. Final thoughts. Disrespect will always exist. It's part of life. But you have the power to choose how you respond. By setting boundaries, mastering silence, creating distance, holding your head high, and responding thoughtfully, you can command respect without losing your cool. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Focus on embodying self-respect, and others will follow suit, or fall away. Life is too short to be weighed down by negativity. Prioritize your peace, and surround yourself with people who uplift you. Remember, you set the standard for how others treat you, and that standard starts with how you treat yourself. If this resonates with you, hit the follow button and stay tuned for more empowering strategies. Share this with someone who could use a reminder to stand tall and own their worth. And don't forget to drop your thoughts below. How do you handle disrespect? Let's keep the conversation going.